Well, Monday certainly didn't disappoint, did it? Twitter was going crazy all night long. Let's talk about a couple of those things right now. So Monday did not disappoint in any number of different ways. I had a full day at work. Oh, real quick, by the way, get out of the way. Got a little cut right here in my head. Some of you noticed yesterday I was wearing a hat and trying to hide this. It's not nearly as bad today as it was this weekend. I made a boo boo and whacked my head pretty good. And I was kind of embarrassed by it, but whatever. It is what it is. What are you gonna do? I was cooking and moving too quick and smacked my head. I'm just human, man. I'm just human. So anyway, last night the internet was really going crazy, especially Twitter, because the hashtag no fly list started trending quite significantly. What is no fly list, you might ask? Well, as it turns out, a lot of these Trumpers that decided to storm the Capitol building on Wednesday did not realize that they were being tracked. How are they being tracked, you might ask? Well, I'm going to tell you in just a minute. But if you get a chance at any point in time, head over to Twitter. Because if you put in hashtag no fly list, or actually, to be honest with you, it even works. It even works in Facebook as well. And there are a series of videos. Now, obviously, people have picked up on the fact that this is now trending. So they're tagging it for any number of different things. But some of these are really good. And what you see here is a list of people being captured on planes, in airports. There are some that are just absolutely fantastic. These are Proud Boys shouting down a representative. But this woman, she was trending all over the place. I mean, hold on, let me see. I want to see if I can find the one guy here. Yeah, this guy.
Every single one of you. But this is what they do to us. This is what they kick me off the plane. They call me a fucking terrorist, and they want to fucking ruin my life.
So this guy's crying, literally crying in an airport because he was informed that he had to come off the plane. All right, so here's what happened. In the Capitol building, because the Capitol building is a gigantic, just stone building. It's not even brick, right, which is permeable. This is like marble and actual limestone. It's a stone building, and it's got nooks and crevices, and it's got different types of listening device blocks and microwave frequencies and radio communications and all kinds of stuff. I mean, this is the hub of our political structure and government operation here in the United States. And so it's got all kinds of things going on. So in order for all of the representatives as well as visitors to the building to be able to communicate with people outside of the building, they have set up individual cell towers throughout the building. So that way there's cellular service always capable. So what happens is Trumper, Proud Boy, militiaman, or whatever breaks into the Capitol building. And actually, it starts really once you're on the grounds, but definitely once you're inside the building. Anywhere you go with your little national tracking device, anywhere you go, every time you lose service. Now, this happens on the highway. It happens in the city that you live in. When you're traveling from tower to tower, as you start to move away from one tower and your phone picks up another tower, they start to communicate. There's a digital handshake that occurs, and it transmits. The tower picks up from your phone transmits your unique code that is located in your phone. It's on that little chip when you switch your phone over, and that chip has all of your information. So that way the cell tower knows who you are, knows which service provider you has, knows what your phone number is, yada yada yada. I mean, it's all mumbo jumbo, tech shit. But regardless, it knows who you are. So when you're in a fortified building that only provides cellular service to people inside that building, that cell tower, which is operated by the federal government, knows who you are. You literally just said, hey, I'm here. This is me. And so they're using that along with facial recognition software to now track everybody that was in that building that wasn't supposed to be there. So these people are now traveling home after hiding out in the airports for a few days or hanging low with friends. They think they're just going to sneak home. Hey, I got away with it. And they're getting caught on planes. They're coming off of planes in their hometown and being arrested by federal marshals. Some got caught before they even tried to board a plane out of D.C. or wherever it was that they tried to fly out of. And there is a series of these videos all over the internet. It happened yesterday and today. Probably was popping up before that, but it really took off and started trending yesterday. So thumbs up to the federal government and the U.S. Marshals for tracking some of these people down. And the interesting thing is, the Trumpers in general love to call those of us over on the left snowflakes. But as it turns out, they're crying and whining quite a bit right now about having their rights taken away. I mean, this guy cries about how they called him a terrorist. I don't know if it was people on the plane. There's a couple different videos where the crowd in the plane, all the passengers erupt into applause as the person's being removed from the plane. I mean, it's extraordinary. So that was trending yesterday. The other thing that also started, trending yesterday, which I still haven't gotten an answer. I've been looking. Maybe you can find it out for me. Let me know in the comments because I've got to get to work soon. But there was a helicopter hovering above the vice presidential mansion last night for quite a while. The rumor going around the internet is that it was Marine One with President Trump in it, trying to get Mike Pence to come back to the White House. As it turns out, they actually did meet up a couple of days ago and finally hashed their shit out. I think that's why Mike Pence refused to take up the 25th Amendment. Also, our Congress yesterday, House of Representatives, took up their measure and tried to pass a bill basically demanding Mike Pence seek the 25th Amendment. And some dickhead from West Virginia, Republican, of course, blocked that. So now they have to go to a full floor vote today. They tried to pass it with unanimous consent. And all it takes is one member of the House to say, no, I object, and the whole thing goes to shit. And that's what happened. So, I mean, right now, they're playing parliamentary games. However, while it can be divisive for this to occur and probably seeds further discontent among the two partisan sides, people on the right, Republicans primarily, but people on the right in general, they need to come to terms with the fact that what happened at the Capitol building is not business as normal. The new push to remove President Trump from office is not business as usual. This is not the same as the Mueller investigation or collusion with Russia. He literally stood on a stage and incited an insurrection. You can't deny it. I mean, you can play cognitive dissonance all you want. You can try to believe in your own head that that's not what he did, but the reality is that everybody in the world knows that's exactly what happened. He did it on camera. He did it in front of people, and there was an immediate, palpable reaction to his words on stage. He said, "Go walk to the or let's like he was going to go. Let's walk to the Capitol building and stop them." And his sycophantic Trump cult did exactly what he asked them to. I don't give a shit if you like it. That's what it is. And as it turns out, I've got a couple of Trumpers that somehow have slipped through the cracks that have not been removed from my social media, and I'm going to keep them. At this point now, I don't care what they say. They're going to stay because I want to know what the real wackadoos on the right, the real crazy Trumper, I believe all this nonsense, deep state, QAnon bullshit. I want to know what these people are saying. I want to know what their belief structures are. I want to know how people that, and both of the main ones, the main culprits that I'm talking about, both of them I've been friends with for close to 20 years. One of them probably closer to 40 years. And I would love to know how somebody that I ultimately respected at one point in time, otherwise they wouldn't be in my circle, somebody that I respected can fall down this rabbit hole. And it's happening all across the country. I mean, that's why we got tens of thousands of people storm the Capitol building. Or how many? I don't think it was tens of thousands, but there was tens of thousands of people there. I don't think all of them entered the building. But how does this happen? It's not because it was a rigged election. It's not because there's lies. It's not because Democrats in Hollywood are peeling the faces off of babies and eating them. You know, these aren't aliens. We don't have lizard people. It's they can't accept the reality that something that they believe so strongly in, which by the way is racism, but something they believe so strongly in didn't come to fruition. That everybody doesn't share their belief structures. They can't handle it. And so now they're having a fucking meltdown. And that's what you're seeing. All right, you got me ranting. Anyway, that's kind of the nutshell. Oh, the other thing, the other really cool thing. This one I'm actually kind of happy about. Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick, for those that might live under a rock, and trust me, I don't watch any sports anymore. I'm always very clear about that. But Bill Belichick is the head coach of the New England Patriots, won the Super Bowl like, I don't know, 45 times or some shit like that. It was announced earlier this week or late last week that Bill Belichick was going to get awarded the Medal of Freedom, which is the highest civilian honor in the United States, by the President of the United States on Thursday, a couple days from now. And Bill Belichick put out a statement last night, much to his credit, that he could not accept that award and would not accept that award. He even went one step further. He could have very easily said it was because of what happened last week, but he went one step further to say that he and the Patriots community, team members, administrators, and staff, sat down and basically had a powwow over the course of the last year to try to understand Black Lives Matter, civil disobedience, equal rights, and all those kind of things. And that in lieu of that enlightenment that he experienced along with the rest of his team, it would be in good faith for him to visit the White House and receive the Medal of Freedom. Right on you, Bill Belichick. Right on you. You kind of lost me when you cheated in the Super Bowl. But other than that, man, right on you, because you have been a Trumper for quite a while. And for you to publicly admonish the president in that way. Now, he didn't say anything specific about the president, which, good for him, because he's got to play politics no matter what, because it's a pretty substantial position he has there. And the owner of that team, Kraft, I think, he's really good friends with Trump, too. So you got to be careful where you shit. You don't want to do it where you eat. But at the same time, the insinuation was there that to visit the White House with that man in the building would be a disservice to equal rights and Black Lives Matter. You connect the dots any way you feel like that's what he was trying to say. So good job, Bill Belichick. Very, very proud of you. So this is the world we live in today. We got the House of Representatives still moving to impeach. Mitch McConnell says the soonest, even if they pass articles of impeachment, which is going to happen today or tomorrow. Yeah, today is they're going to pass the resolution for Mike Pence to invoke the 25th. Wednesday, they're going to have a vote on a single article of impeachment for supporting insurrection. Mitch McConnell says he will accept the articles of impeachment. The soonest they can move on a trial would be the 19th, which is obviously the day before the inauguration. And, we'll see if we even get there. Now the new thing coming out of this Trumper cult movement is that they're going to surround federal buildings across the country in all 50 states starting this weekend on the 16th into the 17th, and that there's going to be a big show of force in D.C. Let's see if that comes to fruition. Their main communications line being Parler is gone, so all they have left is 4chan, and the average Trumper doesn't even know how to negotiate 4chan. So we'll see if their command and control is actually operating. It'll be interesting. They will, however, be met with military force. This will no longer be Capitol Police meeting them, because now we're tiptoeing, just gently tiptoeing into actual revolt now. And traitors be traitors. They're gonna trait. Bring in the military for that shit. So anyway, hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Daily Octane. If you could, for me, as always, I would love if you could click subscribe. Click that bell notification as well, so you can receive notifications every morning when I post, and even in the evenings when I do decide to do gaming videos, which more and more thinking I need to move that onto a different channel. I still enjoy doing this, and I got some videos right here. Check these videos out. Little subscription thing right here in the middle. I think I've got it right there, somewhere in there. And I will see you guys tomorrow on another episode of the Daily Octane. Who knows what tomorrow's going to bring, because it's been a hell of a week, man. All right, you guys have a great day. I'll talk to you later.